Jones, Mickey Spagnola, and the great six-time Pro Bowler who just arrived from Texas last night. The great Nate Newton is in the house. It's time to start playing some football, Mickey. Nate's here.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, if Nate's here.
Wow, I'm excited, man. Thanks for having me on y'all's show, and I'm excited. I'm ready to go, man. What is the first topic?
I want to know how many miles you drove to get here.
Probably about 1,300. Took 2 days. I stopped in Albuquerque, got up the next morning, and came on in, which was yesterday around about 6 o'clock, man, and found I was at a new, beautiful hotel over there. I can't even think of the name of it, but it's so sweet. I mean,
Town Place Suites.
Yes, sir, it is.
And we're right now at the Staybridge Suites. Everything's changed out here in
changed,
Oxnard
and it's
this
beautiful out here. It's been upgraded. The only thing that's very consistent is in the noise in the back.
Yeah, we still got leaf blowers.
Leaf blowers have to be out there.
Yes, sir.
And that guy is blowing grass because they cut it.
Yeah.
You do have some artificial turf here near the tennis
And did you
courts.
notice that the trees are all
The
gone?
trees are gone.
Yes, but the grass is so green, man.
Yeah, that's right. That artificial turf. Now the practice field is natural grass, but up here near the tennis court, they laid some artificial turf down.
Yes.
And let me just right off the top, we don't have the trees, the comfort of the trees.
That's right, we don't.
And let me just tell you right off the top, Producer Supreme is on his game. I think he came up with this on his own, the reason why we don't have trees here now. It's not only here lining the practice field, but also along, is it Vineyard Avenue over here in front of the hotel.
Right.
They cut down the trees. They got smaller trees there. It's because of the wildfires.
Well, I thought of it last night.
So you were ahead of Producer Supreme on this.
I thought about why, because this is California.
Crispy was over there rolling his eyes. Of course, Mickey had it first.
I just said I thought of it last night. That's all.
But it's not. It's the embers that fly through the. You don't want to take that chance. And obviously, they had a horrible situation.
I wonder if the population here increased, like people moved here because they lost their homes.
Well, that's possible too. But anyway, we digress. That's why we don't have the trees. It is an overcast day here. This is this the marine layer? Is that what we call this? But it was like this yesterday too.
Yeah, it was just cloudy.
In Texas, they just say cloudy. I don't know where else.
We call it cloudy in Texas.
We call it cloudy. So I mean, if you got the ocean out there, I guess you can call it something else. You know.
That's right. Well, let me set the schedule, the podcast schedule for everybody today. We're here at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Central time. We're going to be doing Tuesday and Thursday this week.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. After us today at 10 a.m. is the break, which is noon Dallas time. And then at 2 o'clock Dallas time, noon our time out here is the Players Lounge. But
we're first.
We're kicking things off. That's
Although
right.
We had
we had camping out last night.
Yes.
And so check that out as you get ready for this first practice, which is just a couple of hours away now. We've got Brian Schottenheimer's daily press conferences start at 11 o'clock today, 11:05 today, which is 1:05 Dallas time.
And then what time's practice start?
Practice is shortly after that.
Well, let me tell you, when I was riding my bike here this morning, probably about 8:10, there was already 20 cars lined up to come in for practice.
Wow.
So
the parking lot's open about now, I think, and so
they're going to sit there all this time waiting.
Wait until Saturday. And so the schedule is today, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Cowboys will practice, not in pads. Players' day off on Friday. On Saturday, the final day without pads, right?
Yes.
And that will be the opening ceremonies also on Saturday. And then on Sundays, first day in pads. And so you got 2 weekend days out here where the Cowboys will be on the practice field. And by the way, that Sunday practice you'll be able to watch as well.
So just understand that these first few practices this week are the ramp-up practices, which means they're OTA minicamp-like practice. No pads, helmets, jerseys, and shorts.
You know, I don't want to put any damper on any of these guys that are out here, like such as us talking heads. But when they tell you that a kid is looking great today, they have on no pads. Okay? They have on. I'm gonna repeat that a lot, because what we did last year, I think, was an injustice to a lot of kids, where they were looking good and looking great, and and they didn't have it on any pads. So we did the fantasy thing, we did the Disneyland thing, and so a lot of these kids will
This is
find
an
out.
extension of
Yes.
OTAs, the next
Yes,
4
sir.
practices.
Thank you.
So you say the same thing about OTAs. Any of those reports you heard that so-and-so's looking good
He's the
during
starting
OTAs
running
of the
back
minicamp?
and-
That's right.
Or just listen to Brian Schottenheimer when they keep asking about running backs.
Yes.
And he keeps telling them, well, we'll find out when they put
Well,
the pads
pads
on.
on.
You can't judge a running back without pads. You can't judge a linebacker without pads.
And definitely offensive and defensive linemen without pads.
So if you want to play 7-on-7 football, then that's fine, right?
Yes. Well, I tell you like this, fellas. I'm excited, though, because this coach keeps it real. You know, and I'm listening. I hope I'm not jumping the gun when they did the deal with Mr. Jones and all of his guys yesterday, and how he just kept bringing it back to football. Regardless of what was said, how it was said, he kept bringing it back to football. And, you know, and not for a young coach who's never done it before on this level, he is focused on football, and I love to hear that.
You know, one thing he's done since he took the job, he's won every press conference.
Yeah, but he's still a little different. He's you know, normally when Mr. Jones and his sons and everybody have that situation, the coaches normally fall in with the flow of the deal, but he didn't. So maybe it's something too. He don't have like, hey, he, you know, every year Coach McCarthy, because you know that was my guy. Every year he would have a little war cry, battle cry.
The theme of camp.
Yeah, a theme. But this guy says, I don't have that. All I have is compete every day. Compete every day. So that means, I've heard that since Coach Johnson and Coach Parcells. We're going out to compete every day. And so I'm hoping they keep that compete every day. You have to come, each snap, each practice holds its own weight. And I'm hoping it shows on the depth chart. You had a bad week of practice, son. Regardless of whether it was in pads or out of pads, you had a bad week of practice. We'll put you down a step and let this other guy come up and see what he can do. I'm hoping and praying it's like that.
Did you notice that there was another tent in the parking lot that hadn't been there before?
Yes.
It's the Players Lounge. And I think there's some competing going on in there.
Really, I did
Yeah.
not know this. You're breaking some news.
Breaking
here.
news.
Because we don't
Did
in the
you see
media.
the sign?
But we in the media don't have that
Oh,
access
you don't go
back
that
there.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mick, you've
You're
been an
able-
insider.
you're an insider, and so you're able to tell us what's behind those fences over
I
there.
noticed the big old pretty tent over there,
Yeah.
just and it's closed
and
off.
Did you see the sign? Players only.
Wow, I think I'll walk in there.
Players
So
only
I'm
lounge.
guessing there's probably a
Man, I get
basketball
church and me and
goal
church
up
are
there.
walking there. What's up, fellas?
There you go.
A little bit
You're
of
still a player.
competition. I bet the ping pong tables in there.
You know, and even that, I'm not gonna let fans get carried away. All coach is trying to do is let you know every day, if you come in here through these doors, you are competing for your job. That's all he's saying, and he's not trying to put ping pongs out there trying to. You're not going to make the team off the ping pong table, all right? But it does
Sam Williams
another
was
thing.
the free throw champion. Doesn't give him a leg up?
It doesn't.
Okay.
But what it does do is it give guys a chance to bond. I notice all good teams that I've been on, we bonded. We played cards. We did different things, together or against one another. You know, and you learn how to. Some guys are sensitive, and you learn. Okay, I can't joke that away with him. This guy likes this. Hey, he more of a loner, and it's okay. What he has done, he's trying to get guys to know one another. So I want to put everything in its proper perspective to give this new coach a true chance. I mean, we know who Coach McCarthy was. He was a Super Bowl winning coach, but we don't know this guy at all. So I'm going to give him every opportunity to get to know him. And I know how he think from coming as a player aspect. He want everybody to get to know everybody and to care a little bit.
See, Nate, I love the word you use, bonding.
Yes.
Because I think people are getting this misconception about when Jerry talks about, I want to see leadership out
Yes.
of these guys. It's not necessarily leadership. It's bonding with your teammates.
Yes, yes.
I don't need Micah Parsons up on a podium making speeches, but I want him to bond with his teammates.
Just to
now,
let them know.
He's making an effort
Yeah.
now, but he did not make efforts before. And so that's what
Let me
I
ask
think
you this.
Jerry's
Let me ask you
talking
this
about.
because
Emmett did not.
we were able to see that in the media
Right.
back in the 90s with your
Right.
teams because we had much longer access
Yes.
to the players in the locker room. And even during the offseason, we could go hang out there
call our
basically in
houses.
the locker room.
You can call a house.
And so we saw that firsthand ourselves,
Right.
the dynamics of that locker room, the
Yes, sir.
chemistry, and the you got Nate, you got Kevin Gogan, who
Yeah.
are the guys that are
Tui, yes.
yeah, right.
Michael.
And then you got quiet guys too that still fit in like a
Tony
Tolbert.
Tolbert. Yes, sir.
You know, and had the,
Russell Maryland.
and had
yeah.
the respect of everybody in the locker room because
Yes.
you knew what they were like. Let me ask you, when Dion came, okay, what has Dion ever said anything about the chemistry of those Super Bowl
Yes.
locker rooms and the difference
he
that
told
it
me the
had?
difference between the 49ers and he told us the difference between coming to us. And it's night and day. Jimmy wanted that type of bonding, that type of competition now to know where you fit. Whether you like the country music or not. If Mickey liked country music and I like gangster rap, Jimmy was like, hey, turn your music down, Nate, so Mick can listen to his. It was about just respecting one another. And that is what this coach is trying to do. I noticed he say, I text guys, I call guys, not to run their lives, but just say, hey, man, how you doing? Do you
to
need
connect with
anything?
them,
Yeah, and I think he's sincere.
No,
Regardless
absolutely.
of what happened, I think he's sincere. So I'm painting a different picture than I normally did in the past. I like I say, Coach McCarthy, much success. I hope he get another head coaching job. I love him that much. But this guy is bringing a new energy, a new vibe, and these are 20. I don't know if it's 21st century no more, but these are new built type guys. I don't know if you say that anymore. You know?
The reason I mentioned that about Dion is that Jerry talked about it in terms of Trayvon yesterday and wanting to see leadership out of him. And when he after the press conference talking to the media about Micah, and he sees that Micah has that leadership ability in him, and he wants to see it manifest throughout the team. And he compared Micah, he has that personality that a Michael Irvin has, where if he applies himself to instilling that into his teammates and so forth, he can have a huge effect on this team beyond what he does on the field.
And think about this. How many new players are on this team? Not rookies, newcomers.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And a new coaching staff.
Yes.
Too. So the bonding thing has to take place, and it has to take place
quickly.
organically, right?
Yeah, and quickly
you can't
too.
force it.
That's right.
But if you have competition out there, then these guys are all pulling in the same direction.
Yes.
You saw it in the locker room when they were playing ping pong and everybody got all fired up about, who's winning. Hey, I don't know if I could have picked Jay Toya out of a lineup, right? But he was out there, a rookie, raw rookie, going head to head with Micah Parsons on a ping pong table. And I'm watching this and I'm going, I like this kid. He never changed his expression. He was never intimidated. He didn't celebrate, but boy, could he play ping pong for a guy that's 320 pounds. And the players loved it because they were bonding. They were cheering for him. They wanted to see Micah get beat, right? And he didn't get beat, but it was pretty good competition. And Schottenheimer, and for the people that are watching, Schottenheimer was standing in the back, and he had his arms folded, and he had this little grin on his face like he was a father, like, okay, this is what I wanted to see. It was pretty good.
The thing that Dion brought, besides his great talent of being a true lockdown corner, was the fact that he could talk to anybody on the team. Same with Charles, same with Michael. they all had their niche, but the heart and soul of our team was Michael Irvin because he could talk to anybody. He could relate to anybody, no matter the race, who you were as a size, whatever, what position. It didn't matter. Mike could connect. That's what he had that no one else had on our team. And if Parsons has an inkling of that, the magnitude of what he can do for this team is unreal. If that's in his heart, that was in Mike's heart to do that. But if it's not in your heart, it's okay because Troy was the boss of our team, and it's different.
That's right. Especially when you got on the field,
and
right?
he would give you a look like, when he give you that look, it's like, okay, I can't jump offside this time because he's going to explode all over me. So, and now you wouldn't even think that of Troy. You see him today, you'd be like, wow, this is a whole different guy, but it's a different situation. These guys have an opportunity here by not having that so-called you are the man. They can build that now. There's only one guy in place like that, and that's the quarterback. Everybody else can find their way.
Did you ever get the ball spiked out of Troy's disgust for
No, man, I never got that. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm never. He saved that for his wide receivers and running backs. And I'm glad I never got that, but I got something else from it.
Or when he was upset with the head coach that succeeded Jimmy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I believe Producer Supreme is going to tell us that we need to take our first break here. We're going to go another half hour or so. We get into what was said at yesterday's press conference. We're talking about competition. This is as competitive looking a roster as far as the training camp battles when we come back here on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer, the originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, the 2025 Dallas Cowboys schedule is officially here, and limited tickets are available now. Get ready to bring the noise as you watch your Cowboys live at AT&T Stadium when they host NFC East rivals Eagles, Giants, and Commanders, plus the Packers, Chiefs, Chargers, Vikings, and Cardinals. Visit DallasCowboys.com/tickets or SeatGeek.com, the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
We miss you, Everson. Everson will be joining us here in a couple of weeks.
That was perfect, and it had a lot of feel to it.
It did. It did. You're full of energy.
That's
boundless energy on the first day practice here in Oxnard. All right, let's get into a little bit of what was said yesterday at the press conference. Mickey, what was your take out of what was said yesterday?
Could there have been one more question about Micah Parsons?
Did you time it? I believe it was a 54-minute press conference.
It was.
And I had about the first 1/3 of the press conference, 17, 18 minutes, was about Micah Parsons.
Well, keep talking and I'll tell you, because
you marked it.
I marked times here. I think it was 10 minutes when Schottenheimer was asked something about the personality of this team,
and then it came back to Micah.
We wanted to be physical, on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and then Diggs came up, and then we got back to Micah, and so here, we can cut through this very easily, right? Because everybody thinks they got the question that they're going to trip them up and get the answer that they don't want to give. Number one, everybody remember Micah Parsons is under contract, okay? He is under contract, $24 million guaranteed over 1 year. So he's got a contract. He doesn't need a contract. They don't have to give him one. Now, does he want to hold out and lose money? I bet not. But the key thing is how much are they asking for? Because we don't know that. Everybody thinks just because somebody else got paid $41 million a year that's what Micah Parsons and his agent want. What if they're asking for $50 million a year? So it's not about the Cowboys dragging things out. It's basically about coming to an agreement on how much. And if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not saying, okay, we're going to give you $41 million. Because what if they say, no, that's not enough? And then I got to go to 42 or 43. So if I start off with an offer, I'm offering $30 million a year. And then you give me your price.
Yeah.
But that's how negotiations going. But everybody's acting like this is Armageddon, that this is the end of the world, that he's not here, or he's here, but he doesn't have a new contract. They would do him a favor to give him a contract with a $40 million signing bonus that he could put in the bank tomorrow. Now he's got to work for his money until he accepts an extension.
Bill?
You want me to get off my soapbox?
Yeah.
Okay, so as it relates to today, what do you expect Micah will be doing today?
They're not playing football, so there's a chance he'll be out there doing whatever. Maybe he'll go out there and stretch. I've lost track of days.
Yesterday was Monday.
Monday. They basically went out and just kind of
conditioned.
It was a team stretch.
Yeah, and
basically.
He was out there for that. Mm-hmm. So now we'll see if he...
It was what we used to call their yoga session.
Yeah, right.
The most important thing from all of this is, and I'm keeping it football, is that he's here, and until he does not practice, that's when I'm going to begin to worry, when he does not practice, because he need to be with his team. As Mickey said earlier, it's a bunch of new guys, a new coach, so he needs to be here. I don't care about the contract, because Mr. Jones have not lost a player that he did not want to lose. So right now they're in that negotiation. I don't care about it. But if we can get him signed before they put on them pads, that's all I care about.
So let me ask you this: how involved does he need to be when he is here? Because just this morning on Sirius NFL Radio, I was listening. Tom Telesco, the former Chargers GM, was on one of the shows, and he was talking about the hold-in, a training camp hold-in.
That's the new thing. Yes,
that's
sir.
the new thing. And Derwin James was one of the first ones to do it. One of his players a couple of years ago with San Diego, or the Chargers, and. He said as the way that thing played out, and Derwin James, it was more of a distraction to the team being in camp, not doing anything. He wishes that he would have just held out and not been here. So how involved does Micah need to be? Understandably, you don't want to risk injury maybe on the practice field, but then again, I mean, what needs to happen there?
I'm with Coach, because you don't want your superstar standing over there flipping the ball up in the air, everybody out there working hard, especially the few days they're going to have on pads. If you can get him out there somehow kind of way, being involved with the players, and don't just come out and stand on the sideline over there stretching. Do something that's showing that you are working. Players can relate to that. The media, us, we can relate that. Well, we saw you over there. I was working on my drops, or I was working on this. I was doing. Don't just come out every day and flip a ball up and play around. Because now you go to throwing the ball with other guys, it's gonna be distracting. It is, because now I gotta. Well, Michael's over there throwing the ball and playing around. I see you guys. Because we are part of that distraction too. Because we're gonna focus on Michael.
So the key thing is, they're here 26 days, I think I counted up. And I counted the opportunities for padded practices.
Okay.
12. Think about that. 12 padded practices. And this is a new team. Now, you get another week once they get back to the Star, right before you get into kind of game preparation mode. But you don't have a lot of time
to mess around,
get this thing going.
Yes.
And so, I hear about, and I'm going to go back to what you said about bonding. So if he's out here, I want him, when they do the stretch,
to stretch
with the team.
Yes.
Not off to the side with him and Diggs.
See, that's the kind of stuff I think Jerry's looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
When Jerry's talking, and he's got to do the State of the Cowboys press conference to start, I'm not saying he's sending a message to Micah about anything, but that's what he wants to see out of a player.
And that's what he's told Micah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
See, and no one challenged him last year. I think the one guy I heard got upset
the special
and
team coach
him.
challenged him.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Bones did.
Yeah.
He was like, "Are you not part of this team?" Because no one else said anything to those guys. And it's like, you're over there playing whatever.
Well, I think that's also one of the beauties of Schottenheimer.
It's a new team, and let's just move forward. Yes, it's a new team. Let's move.
That's what Schottenheimer is all about.
Let's move. Let's just move forward, because once again, the NFC East is a beast. And I know I'm going off of last year projections into this year. Our division cannot have slip-ups, and you don't want a disgruntled team like we had last year. It was too much going on with coaches, players, executives. Too much was going on last year. This is a new year, and Parsons knows, he's seen what good leadership is about. Dak is that. He's seen it, so now does he want to be a part of it? You don't have to rah-rah. Everybody's not, but if they are out there stretching, stretch with your team. If they're having a team function, either be there or don't be there. But don't take somebody away with you.
Okay, we're going to take a break here, and we come back because I'm done with the press conference stuff. I want to get into what training camp battles we have this year, because unlike many training camps these days across the league where the roster is basically set and we're just here to find out who gets hurt, this one, there are position battles, young guys, veteran guys, like never before. Like you go back maybe to your era with the Cowboys,
when Jimmy first got in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When guys legitimately have a chance to make this team by what happens here over the next 26 days.
This probably will be part one, and part two will be on Thursday, because they've got that many battles.
They got that many. More Mick Shots in just a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam, and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal, writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide, because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
This summer, step onto the field with the Dallas Cowboys youth football and dance camps presented by Invisalign. Athletes of all skill levels, ages 6 to 16, are invited to learn from former NFL players and the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. Campers have the chance to learn technical skills and lessons on teamwork. Visit DallasCowboys.com/camps to learn more.
Okay, we got about 13 minutes left to go. Mickey does not think that's enough time to talk about the position battles in this training camp, but let's take a shot at it here as we are just a couple of hours away from the team starting its first practice of training camp. Start with you, Mickey. What position? What's the top of the list as far as position battles go?
Cornerbacks, and only probably because of the health of your top corners. Trayvon Diggs, not ready to get out there after his knee surgery. He's starting on PUP. I would imagine that will at least last for the full first week, if not longer. This will be other than one workout during a mini camp, this will be the first time for the trainers to get their hands on him and get a better feel for exactly where he is in his recovery. And then if you look at that, you also have placed on pup Josh Butler. I was struggling with his first name. And he might not be ready to play this year. He didn't
suffered an ACL in November.
November. So he's going to be hard pressed.
And he showed some flashes there when he finally got an opportunity at age 27.
And then there's Savon Revel, their third-round draft choice, who would have been a first-round draft choice. And he's going to start on non-football injury. Still coming back, and they're being very conservative with him. They feel like he should be able to play this year. But again, this ramp-up phase, let him get out there and get some more work. Kalen Carson, another guy they were very conservative with in the offseason. He was coming back from shoulder surgery. You know, he got off to a good start last year and somehow lost confidence in himself and then had the shoulder injury that he was trying to play. Those are three guys right there that they've got to see just exactly what they're going to get out of them. So to me, there's room for some young guys to step up and take hold of an opportunity. And one is Career Elam. The Cowboys traded for him. He was spent 3 years with Buffalo, never really engaged, had injuries that set him back. He's got a great opportunity to be a top 3 or 4 cornerback here. So they're going to need some of these young guys to be able to step up, and they're going to get opportunities. But there's going to be a lot of competition there because you just don't easily say, Oh, Jordan Lewis is not here. We'll just put a guy in the slot. That's a huge hole that they got to fill.
And the guy that you did not mention, Deron Bland, is in a contract year.
Right.
And you look at his history. I mean, he had an injury issue going into last year. He only started 7 games last year himself. And so here's a guy that obviously was playing at a Pro Bowl level with 5 pick sixes the year before, and you have to have him healthy. But as it stands right now, to start camp, who lines up at cornerback? You got Bland, you got Elam, and depending on Carson.
Right, and they've got to find and they if they find another guy outside, then Bland can move inside on the nickel. Because if you remember his rookie year, he got on the field as the nickel back when Jordan Lewis was hurt. But you got to find another outside guy. Is it going to be Diggs? I don't know. Kalen Carson? I don't know.
Just throwing names out.
And then there's
Keemon Hall, who flashed last year
right.
in training camp, had a pick 6 in the first preseason game out of North Texas. Andrew Booth, who did not flash. And then you've got other guys on the roster that are at the cornerback position, including Troy Pride, a college free agent Bruce Harmon. They did sign a Robert Rochelle, who has some experience in the league just within the last month. But that's basically
and Mukwamu,
right, and Israel Mukwamu,
if they're considering him
who's
a
a tweener between a safety and a corner. That's what you have on your depth chart.
So you wanted competition, battles. These young guys are going to get opportunities. Now, will they take advantage of it?
The bottom line is this right here: will the coaches stand up and give a guy a real chance? I'm serious. It's going to be a different Nate. Give the guys a chance. If you see a guy, and I'll go back to Bland. I told people when Bland was a rookie, I came on y'all's show many times saying, why isn't Bland not starting? From day one, he lit it up, and he's never stopped. If we find a guy out there that's lighting it up, when preseason start, let him play. If he does better than average, let him play. Are you willing as a coach to say, we got competition? But I only back that up by putting the guys who play the best for you. Let them play. Get them to, for me.
And they've given Elam a great chance in these off-season workouts.
The cornerback position, look at the history of football and the history of the Dallas Cowboys, and you will find that the cornerback position, there have been guys who were undrafted, who their rookie year emerge as a starter on the team.
Everson Walls.
And one of them is a regular on this show, Everson Walls, going back 40-something years ago now.
And then one of them was a 12th-round draft
and Larry
choice.
Brown was another one. I mean, even a guy like Anthony Brown. I remember his first training camp practice. I think he picked off Tony Romo out there. Okay, Deron Bland was the same thing. I think he picked off Dak Prescott day one of camp. And so that's a position where you can come from back in the pack and emerge. And so are any of these guys here one of those guys? We'll find out. And one thing that tells me about it, when you got the injury issues with Revel as well as Diggs, and they haven't gone out and signed another veteran guy, makes me wonder that, maybe Revel is closer than we think. Maybe Diggs is. We'll see.
Or they've got a veteran sitting out there that they know, well, if worse comes to worse and no one steps up, you could bring them in.
The guys that you bring
and
to
I think
training
that's what
camp.
they're trying to do.
Quit with the if this and if that. If a guy shows, and for me, it's who's going to be your tackles. You got Guyton, you got Steele, and you got Austin Richards. Are you going to give these guys equal chance? Last year, Richards, every day, practiced every day, played in every game, at least 75% of the preseason. Then you pined him. Then he luckily got on the field, did well. Then you played him a part of another game and he got injured. Are you willing to give this kid a chance at one of these tackles positions? And then are you willing to say, okay, whoever we decide to start at these tackles, will the other guy be a swing guy? You got to build some continuity. You can't do like you did last year and play games, because if we have a strength, it's going to be on our offense. The strength is going to be on our offense, and you cannot afford to be swinging in and out tackles. And you have to play the best guys that can get the job done on a consistent basis. That is what the competition thing about during the year. This is what the competition thing about walking out on that field, knowing in your heart, like Bill said earlier, it's been since Jimmy Johnson where you have a chance to really make a difference out there on the practice field. It ain't like, let's just get through the training camp and let's get back home safely. It shouldn't be one of these years. You know, it should be, hey, this guy, hey, Mr. Jones, hey, Mr. Stevens, this guy is a little bit better. I know we didn't draft him here, but let's give this guy a chance.
So other than those three guys, though, at tackle position, does anybody's kind of name step out to you that can maybe compete to be in that top three?
Well, we're going to find out. Here's what I was going to say about the depth chart on the offensive line that's unusual about this team this year when you compare it to past years and you compare it to other teams in the league. Normally, you've got 15 offensive linemen on your roster, okay? And normally you have a handful of guys, 3 to 5 guys, who are either rookie draft picks or rookie undrafted guys coming in here. You got one rookie on this depth chart. That's a 6th-round draft pick of Johnny Cornelius.
That's it.
That is it. You got a bunch of veteran guys, some of whom have experience in the league, whether playing tackle or guard. I mean, we don't even talking about Robert Jones, who started 17 games last year for Miami at the guard position.
I think he's played. One of those guys has played some tackle.
Akeem Adeniji is another one that they signed, who's from Garland, who has starting experience in the league, 15 starts in his career. I'm not saying that these are the Sadiq Charles is another one that you mentioned, out of LSU, who was not playing last year but made 10 starts for Washington the year before. There are guys that can compete for spots, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
You don't want, like last year, when our young first-round pick went to struggling, and it finally got to him mentally, and he was struggling. We had a suitable backup, but the guy got hurt. I can't think his name. He's no longer with us. He came back. He's with another team. Then that forced this young Richardson guy in there. Then he got hurt. This year here we got guys.
You were talking Chuma Edoga.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
This year we have guys, like Bill said, that are veteran guys that have played. They won't be wide-eyed, like owls when they get in the game. They'll be ready for the moment, and that is what I like about this team. I mean, a lot of times you want to develop players and rookies and all of that, but they're not used to what's happening in the game.
Nate, tell me about your career. Okay, when you were fresh out of Florida A&M.
I had to go to USFL.
USFL.
Yeah.
By the time, how old were you by the time you got to the Cowboys and then were starting for the Cowboys?
26, 25,
okay.
26.
When you look at the ages of these guys that I just was talking about on the offensive line, I mean, Cornelius, the rookie, is 23 years old. But across the board, the starters, and they're good ages, I think, as far as being starters because they're not too old, too.
That's right.
Steele is 28.
Yes, sir. He should
now,
be.
Booker's the other rookie. I failed to mention. As far as tackle prospects, Cornelius the other. You got 2 rookies on the roster.
Right.
Obviously, the first-round pick, Booker, who's only 21. Beebe, 24. Tyler Smith is 24. Tyler Guyton is 24.
Right.
Awesome Richards he's 24. Sadiq Charles is only 20. He turns 26 next week. Brock Hoffman is 26. TJ Bass is 26. Adeniji is 27. Robert Jones is 26. Dakota Shepley is a 30-year-old. Nathan Thomas, who was a 7th-round pick last year, turns 24 next month.
See, the thing about it is They're old enough we don't have to put Pampers on them. I mean, they're young enough, they're old enough we don't have to put Pampers on them, and they ain't over the hill where you got to put the pins on them. You get what I'm saying? So,
I did mention Waletska's 25.
I'm stealing that. Pampers and Depends.
Yeah. So they're in their toddler shorts, and I'm happy to have that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mama, I got to use the restroom. Hey, baby boy's doing good. But I like what is happening here. I like that guys are young enough, strong enough, and smart enough. All of these guys got experience. The only one that's projected starter is the first-round pick.
So here's the bottom line, I think, on those guys that you mentioned there, Bill. You got a plethora of guard candidates, more so than tackle candidates.
Brother,
and I don't even want to bring it up if it's
so
a long-term deal that you got to do something with Tyler Smith as a tackle. And I don't want to say that, but
brother, for the first time in a long time, because I argued this with football-related people and non-football-related people. I was talking to George Hegeman, played with us back in the day, and he was telling me about Colorado. He said, man, for the first time, we have a center and 2 guards. And I looked at Dion because I had an argument with him a long time ago. When you have the middle of your offense anchored,
right,
you can work with the tackles, but it can never be the other way. You can have 2 great tackles, and them guards in the center, your quarterback's going to be running for his life.
They hung out to dry.
We have a chance if this Booker guy is the soul snatcher that he told everybody that he is, that he going to take souls. If BB another year, and the left guard, and I don't even want to mention how much they're going to have to pay him because that may
going to be
my
through the
boy
roof.
Irvin sign. Yeah. But, hey,
guards weren't making that kind of money.
It's time. Let me tell you something. Our offense is going to have to be the catalyst of this team.
Yes.
And the quicker you fix your offensive line, the better off it's going to be.
All right.
So what did we get? 2 positions?
We got 2 positions in.
I told you, part 2
a bunch more
Thursday.
to get to on Thursday. All right, so we'll be back on a Thursday. That's much more still ahead. Got a Brian Schottenheimer press conference coming up in about an hour and 20 minutes from now. Then they're on the practice field.
Coming up next?
And I said it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I didn't write it down.
Right.
Chris, who's next?
Who's next?
The break is next.
Yes.
Then you got the Players Lounge coming up after that later.
Yes.
Okay.
So you got to go again.
Okay.
No, I'm not the Players Lounge.
No.
I'm hanging with the boys.
Oh, okay.
Let it hang, baby.
All right, and we'll talk at you again on Thursday on Mick Shots.
Yes, sir. Go.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?